think anybody can be as excited as Lois Lane.
Now this is the homecoming I'm talking about.
When he gets there, he's flooded with memories from a flashback to Lana, to flashback to Chloe when she introduces the Wall of Weird.
It's every strange, bizarre, and unexplained event that's happened in Smallville since the meteor shower. That's when it all began. The town went schizo.
And he has to deal with all these different memories that come up because of it, and they kind of have to deal with it.
When we started thinking about the time jumping elements of it, and we were searching for how to do that in a way that would feel organic, Brainiac suddenly showed up.
My sincere apologies for interrupting this festive trip down memory lane.
It turns out it's Brainiac 5, who's a good Brainiac from the future.
It takes Tom through a series of experiences in the future, in different time and space periods,
to show Clark that this is a pivotal moment in his life for him to let go of all of the problems of the past and let go of all the fears of the future, because that is preventing him right now from being Superman.
This is the moment that your life changes forever. I'm Brainiac 5. I'm from the 31st century.
Brainiac is one of everyone's favorite villains from the show.
I really thought that they were done with me. They used me and they moved on, but I couldn't wait to come back here.
I can't tell you the amount of hours that we spent in the writer's room.
We had actually talked about several different people to be the tour guide for Clark through his past, present, and future.
And the amount of machinations that went through as far as, like, does Clark get bumped on the head and then suddenly he finds himself in different time periods? Is there somebody who shows up who can do time travel? We went through every single possibility and none of it seemed organic. Then suddenly somebody said, you know, Brainiac 5 actually is the good guy and he can travel, and suddenly everything made sense. It just literally broke within a day. But it was quite a few ugly days leading up to that day.
Brainiac, I thought we destroyed you.
I think he is a hero. I think he's my kind of jerk. I think that he's the kind of guy that he's not trying to please you or snuggle up to you, but he's trying to save the world.
Brainiac felt right because he was a character that had been in our mythos, and so people were familiar with him. But he perfectly encapsulated what we're trying to do with Clark and with this season. Is he represented something from the past that had changed and had grown and had a new life. And so he was the right person to take Clark on that journey.
I'm coming back from the future and I'm saying, wake up, Clark. We cannot afford for you to dwell in your past and your pain. We need Superman. I wanted you to see that your darkness lies not only in dwelling upon the past, but in fearing the future. It is true that in any life, there are these moments that change everything. And if we're very lucky, we see it. But with Clark, it's just too important. He cannot miss these moments. He's got to grow. So there's all these people like me coming back saying, wake up! You saved me from all of that, Kal-El. I've come back to do the same for you.
You're from the future.
Traveling in time was sort of a production nightmare.
Well, of course, the challenge is, because we're going to different kind of space-time continuums, was to give it a unity so it doesn't feel like we're all over the place.
And so it was really just about going back and looking at the old footage and figuring out how to match the new footage in with that. It was literally like 10 different episodes crashing into one.
Today we started the meeting and they're walking and talking, and we were on a location which is a park. And then we came here and we did green screen, because what happens is there's a fancy transition where Tom is with Brainiac and Brainiac reveals to him the scene from his past, which is the funeral of his father. So then we had to integrate that, and we did the moments which belong to that scene in front of a green screen, and then you put behind them the footage that you're going to end up in the show. And you know, you have to match the lighting and the motions and all that, but it went very well.
Just haven't been back in a while.
There were meticulous, details that we, went around and around on in this one, but we really wanted to go back to why we fell in love with the show 10 years ago, why fans fell in love with it 10 years ago, and remind everybody, what there was at the beginning and how much has changed since then.